Hello, good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Students, a very warm good evening. Thank you so much for joining in this Spark series. And before we start the session, I would like to take few minutes to introduce our speaker today. And then, Mr. Sandeep, the podium is all yours. And again, thank you so much for taking out the time from your busy schedule to speak to our students and to share your experience and inspire the upcoming generation of young uh, talent. So, students, Mr. Sandeep Bhandari is the Vice President and Business Head at KYW Tech Private Limited. He's a seasoned IT leader with rich expertise in driving digital transformation, optimizing IT infrastructure, and aligning cybersecurity strategies with business goals. And he comes with a very strong credentials as an ISO 27001 lead auditor, and he brings deep experience in the service delivery uh, uh, industry, project management, data center operations, and compliances. With his leadership, he has marked uh, the same with a lot of commitment to innovation, risk management, and operational excellence. Mr. Sandeep, all yours. Thank you so much, and the podium is all yours, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for introducing me. So, good evening, friends. Thanks for joining, and thanks for just for sparing your time in the evening. Uh, Interacting with young students in minds is always interactive, I would say, because actually I learn something from them, and whatever the knowledge I have from my academics or the experience or from my leaders and people, I share with the people. And that's how actually, I keep learning and I keep sharing my experiences. So with this, today actually the topic all of you know, which is a very hot, which is a common sentence, like it is AI and cyber security, current trends, future challenges. If you will just type these on to Google, you will get hundreds of links to the knowledge. So nothing new. But what value adds I will do in this session is the ground level challenges the industry is struggling with, and what is industry is demanding, right? So that at least you can drive your career with your cognizance by looking most of the things you people are knowing, because nowadays if you are a student you keep learning day in day out with all this terminology. So let us start with the first slide, which you can see. Once if you can just go to the first, it is very common. Just go to the first slide. Yeah, that's it. So there is nothing new in this, right? What is AI? Everyone knows. You can learn theories and definitions from the Google. But I will tell you, it's just to set the background. You are using this AI in day-to-day life, right? Like you must have heard about these self-driving cars, and you're using this Alexa, right? Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot, everything is AI. It's nothing new. And with respect to theory, definition, usage, you can read on the Google, and that will help you a lot, right? So no need to just spend more time on this. But on the next slide, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. Here it is little bit like people know little and they would like to know a little more, which is cybersecurity. So nowadays, if you are a student or the young professionals, we have always confusion whether this is the buzzword nowadays, cybersecurity. So whether to make a career in this field or not. And if yes, what should we do? But first of all, understand how this concept came into the picture and where it is going to be in the future. So taking a little bit time, understand that when the computer started in the world, people were using computers only for the office purpose or some, to process the large. But now with the passage of the time, it becomes, the part of our life, day-to-day life. Its size and scale has, the hardware size is decreased and the processing size is increased. So nowadays, if you are using a mobile, tablet, or even a smartwatch, its configuration is like a very high configuration. And with that, you all of us will start keeping all our personal and confidential data in these processing devices, whether it is a mobile, the smartwatches, the laptop, right, where we are keeping our personal data, business data, media, I meant to say audio and video both. And after that, people started this new field that if nowadays if you data stealing or you like compromising others' information with the intention of the damage to others, financials, economy, image, or whatever, with the malicious intentions. People started actually attacking this processing device. And that's where this new field emerged as a security. So when it comes to cyber comes into the picture whenever this like data or the media come in contact with internet. In the time the device is not connected with the internet, it is isolated, there is no have. But once nowadays everything is connected to the internet, it becomes into the part of the cyber world. And that's where it needs to be protected from the cyber. Right. That's the reason cybersecurity is important. Now, what is today's situation in this cyber? So previously, like you can say 10 years ago, with respect to this data theft or the compromising cases were very less. It was like once or twice in a year. But nowadays, with the attack and methodologies become more sophisticated, it has started increasing. So on an average, at the global level, the cyber attacks happening after almost every minute. One cyber attack is happening in one or other form, in the personal devices or to business houses or to the government. So, and with this sophistication means use of AI. And AI, that a lot of programs are there, chat GPTs or LLM models that we are using for this, the cyber attacks. So now our topic is what exactly going on right now in this world, the current trend, and what will be the future. So let's focus on quickly focus on what is currently going on in this era right now, so that at least you can correlate your study knowledge with whatever I'm going to share some case studies. We can go to the next slide. When it comes to the cyber security, first of all, what we are going to protect. So on this right hand side, if you can see all these security devices or sites, right? This network security, the mobile security, the cloud security, where you are keeping the data, whether it is the business data, personal data, or the media files, or the analytics, all the knowledge, or you're just keeping in this. This needs to be protected from this cyber attacks. One thing, but protected from what? Protected from different type of attacks. So what type of attacks? What type of prominent attacks happening nowadays? You can say in this left, like left side of the. So most of you have heard about this type of common attacks, specifically top four, right? Ransomware, right? Phishing attacks, viruses, and all. So the bottom four are very sophisticated, which require a very special skill, knowledge, and tools handling capability. This specifically like done by very trained and professional hackers to make the corporate and very secure network as well. So definitely they go to the very high volume and high value infrastructure to steal the data. So here actually, they are using this AI tools because AI tools has the capacity to process the large volume of data very fast. And once they program and they launch the software, it can replicate into the network and it do everything automatically. And when somebody would like to reverse engineer to identify the source or the person, it's almost impossible to identify because no human is doing this. It is a program. Somebody like it's an artificial intelligence. So a machine is doing this attack. So that's more dangerous. And that is what's going on right now. So a very, very common slogan that we are using in our, IT infra, IT field, that it is hackers, hackers do very hard work. They work very hard. So the slogan is like hackers work very hard. And the key is we need to work smart to protect ourselves because every one of us are not equally technically capable to reverse engineer and attack, identify and attack to them. But what are those basic and primary steps we can perform, whether we are trained professionals or the semi-professionals or a very common person, a non-technical. So that is where actually few methodologies are. And when it comes to the big corporate houses nowadays, big organizations, what they are doing nowadays to protect the critical infrastructure from this type of sophisticated. So, Vamsi, can you please go to the next slide so that we can just discuss the current trend? This slide has a three bars. You can see the left hand side is basically what is happening. So what is the traditional way previous? Right, what was the traditional way? And right hand side is the latest way. And we are right now into the transitioning phase. Transitioning phase means all the big corporate houses like 50 years or 30 plus years old who were using the traditional, security mechanism like firewalls, antivirus, and this type of scanning system, right? Now they started moving to this latest, AI-based cybersecurity system. So they are into the transition right now, not fully accepted this AI-based security system. And nowadays, because of this startup ecosystem, like every year, 100 new startups are coming. So whenever they have to just security system, they are directly implementing that, adopting this, the new cybersecurity tool. So we are into the transition phase. And, there is a transition after certain years, like maybe so 3 to 5 years. Everyone will be moved into this modern cybersecurity tool. And after that, it will become the new normal for everyone. Like 20 years ago, the computer were used to all of us, but nowadays it's a new normal. Same way, after 5 years, very short span, is the latest sophisticated cybersecurity tools will be the new normal. So you can see the different tools name I have mentioned in this. Once if you can just make it into the presentation mode, I believe the people will be able to read those solutions names. So previously it was a normal traditional firewall that people were using. So firewall generally, detects the layer 2 to layer 4 the packet tracing and detecting the viral code. But nowadays, the next gen firewall is coming. Like almost all the OEMs are coming up with the next gen firewall, which is actually, detecting the layer 7, means it's an application layer security as well. In fact, it is going to the deep packet tracing. So, a next gen firewall, you should know how it functions. And if you are planning to infect in this area, you should have, take a training or hands-on of any one of them. What are the next gen firewalls available in the market? You can definitely just Google it. A prominent are like, Fortinet or Palo Alto and all those. Everyone almost nowadays coming with the next gen firewall. After that, next, the latest is coming is SIEM. Same is called security information and event management. So basically, if I would relate you, then in an organization, uh, in IT infrastructure, we are using almost a lot of IT equipments apart from this laptop desktop, we are using different type of switches, servers, network devices access points, and in fact nowadays coming with these IoT devices, which is installed at the various places, specifically into the manufacturing processes, which is also connected with the internet. It is creating a lot of events and a lot of alerts, right? So it is very important to monitor those alerts, identify their patterns, and identify if any anomalies are identified. So a normal tracking tool does not have that capabilities. That's the reason this SIM is next gen, the tool which collects all those logs and analyze very quickly, real-time analysis, and identify what is the anomalies. And it will just show you that this is what the deviation reflected. So a lot of SIEM tools are available into the market. So people nowadays organizations are using these SIEM tools. SOAR, which is security orchestration, automation, and risk, which is going one level next to the SIEM, which is not only identifying, but if you just set up this automation that once any anomalies, any abnormalities identified, what treatment needs to be done, need to be neutralized, And in case of any level one alert, need to be, send the communication to the respective team and quarantine. So whatever you automate, it does that as well. So very smart tools nowadays. Apart from that, like next level of like user behavioral analysis tools are also available nowadays. So which is a little bit strange. You must be like, nowadays like maybe 5,000, 10,000 employees are working in the organization using almost like 5,000, 10,000 PCs. Now this tool, it analyze different behaviors like how fast you are typing on the keyboard, how are you using your mouse pads. Why? Because if any of the system is compromised, like any hacker has compromised one system, so their behavior is different, right? In terms of keystrokes, in terms of mouse movement, in terms of data downloading process. So these tools identify this type of anomalies and immediately send alerts. So think about it: what level of the security identification tools are implemented right now, and so forth. So these are the tools right now in implementation phase. So like if you are uh, planning to just go into the cyber security, you should at least go through these tools. At least not a need to know, but nice to know information as well. But if you're very serious in terms of making career into the cyber security, you can definitely just go through these tools. In fact, few of the OEMs are providing freeware as well, 15 days free trial, where you can just test as well. Like any student group can just make a group and practice on that. That's how actually you can have a hands-on practice of all these tools. At least you can learn the methodologies as well. So learning is like nowadays not a very hard process. You have like hundreds of videos available on YouTube that how to use the tools and all. But till the time actually your hands-on practice on these tools, it will not help you to make understand and make you skilled. So start this going through this. Very important from all these tools is the bottom one is VAPT. VAPT stands for Vulnerability Assessment and Penetration Testing. So this pen testing nowadays, like in market, a lot of demand for this professional. It calls penetration testers. So how actually so there are a lot of tools and there are AI-based tools available for this testing. And some of the providers are providing freeware as well, just for the practice purpose. Where you can do this penetration testing of pen testing or VA of any applications or if any specific like networking for any office. Learning point of view also it is good, and if you want to make the career, it is a very good skill to start your career from the cyber security. So these are the the latest trend going on nowadays. Moving to what is the future, the where which is actually everyone is tense about. Let's see. Kamsi, can you please go to the next slide? So here is the futures and prospects. So the first point will make you understand what will be the future. And the future means we're not going very far. Let's consider next 3 years and next 5 years. Two benchmark, 3 years and 5 years. First point is AI versus AI. So whether it is your AI tool is the strong or the attacker's AI is so that's very important. Like your so this, defender versus attackers. So now, whatever you learn, you have to learn from the both the perspective. Like in the last, we will see that if you want to become these, AI specialists with respect to the cyber security, what tools you should learn. Next is LLMs, large language model. I believe everyone knows, right? With this ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, back of this is always LLMs, large language model. Based on that, what is going on in the industry? Let me tell you that all big corporations are hiring people to develop their own in-house large language models based on their requirements. So the professionals who knows how to make the large language models, they are huge in demand. Now we can correlate these large LLMs with respect to cybersecurity because attackers are making their own LLMs for the attacks. So to detect and neutralize those attacks, organizations are also creating their own LLM models, which can identify the attacks and neutralize them. So demands are at both the sides. Apart from that, few more things are there in the future, which is going to be raised, like enterprise risk management. Like the entire organization is going to be the risk. How the risk is going to be with the regulations. There is specifically called a risk register, identifying the risk. Thereafter, spending a different budget to just utilize this. So it's going to be, it is still into the huge demand, but it's going to be the very huge demand. You can correlate with the next level because once your risk is identified, the next skill which is going to come is called cyber insurance. Because insurance means like like we have a health insurance, life insurance, like insurance for everything. For this cyber thing also, there will be an insurance. So these banks and insurance companies are going to looking for the professionals who are champion in risk assessment and then capitalizing those risks. What is the value attached to that risk? And based on that, actually, they will be just assessing the risk and then helping the companies to make their insurances. So it's also going to be a different career. Once the risk is identified, insurance are taken. But think that if the attack is happened at the org level and then you complain into the let's say 1930, then how the different type of these attacks are going to be investigated. So that's why there is a cyber forensic because cyber forensic is the field where now huge demand is going on. How I'll tell you. In central government, in every state, in fact, district government also, there is a forensic science labs are right now being established. And this forensic includes not only this, with respect to the civil crime or the heinous crime, but for the cyber crime, where they need an expert who knows to just do the forensic for the cyber crime. So it's going to be the great career in terms of cyber security. Next is this cryptography. So everyone know, right, and cryptography, especially nowadays the young generation knows more about this, the cryptocurrency. The cryptography is you or more people know that when you do the WhatsApp chatting, your messages are going into the cryptographic form. So a lot of research is going on with respect to the different cryptographic methodologies to make and decipher as well. So it's also going to be the great the future. Deep fake, everyone is know nowadays. Deep fake. Quantum computing, it's going to be the like both the ways. Quantum computing, in terms of qubit, between regular computer is processing between 0 to 1, but it's quantum computing, it's going to be the between the fraction between 0 to 1 as well. So it's going to be very fast. Positively, it will be used for the processing the large processes. But think if people start using for the cyber attacks, then the future will be dangerous. But on the other side, if people start using the quantum computing to identify, detect, and neutralize those attacks, will be a good for the organization as well. So there will be a different programs or the application development come into the picture with respect to the cyber security AI tools. Next is IoT devices. As I said, IoT is now part of our life. And when whatever the device is connected to the internet, whether it is apart from your laptop and desktop, your devices like nowadays CCTV cameras, right? So smart city concept. So part of the smart city concept, entire city is covered with the CCTV cameras. So CCTV cameras are nowadays smart. Like it is not just like with a face recognition system, number plate detection system, thermal detection system, and a lot of other features are coming, including this vehicle tracking system. And it is like all these devices are connected with the internet. In our domestic home also like this AC, fan, and everything we would like to just operate through our cell phone because it is connected to our internet. But think about it that still security, like internet security of all these devices are not sure. Like there is no for your PC and servers, you have an antivirus and all those programs. But with respect to these IoT devices, there is no security is framed here. So think that it is still an open-ended devices where anyone can your your CCTV cameras and play with around it, or your anything like with respect to Alexa, or when you are just traveling to the different places, your car or vehicle tracking system, it can also just misdirect you if it get compromised. So there is a huge scope to make security programs, security applications to just secure this device. And the last I would like to say about the skilled manpower is whatever I said right now in terms of this future technology. So the duration will be only 3 years and 5 years because with respect to the career perspective, people to all these cybersecurity programs, a lot of institutions, organizations, premium institutions are offering free and paid both type of programs with everyone where you can learn this AI tools and methodology and become a cyber expert. So sooner will be the better. So you have to quickly identify where you would like to go because after 3 to 5 years, once again, the cybersecurity professionals will be abundant in the number. Though nowadays as well, there is a huge demand of cybersecurity professionals. And specifically, I'll tell you layer by layer. So the ground level, the most demanding, the profession is penetration testers. Every now and then they are in demand. And then after like this monitoring specialist or this LLM professionals. So you can correlate your area of interest and your acumen in terms of attaching and hunger of your desire to just learn about this program. And then think of to just move ahead into this area. Next is just go to the next slide, Vamsi, please. If anyone who is not able to get that where to start with to go into the cyber security and make yourself market ready, so they can start with this part technically. You can go with like CCNA, which will make your network fundamentals and practices very strong. And then after go to this, CES, Certified Ethical Hacking, where you will learn use of all those like this networking concept, and with the hacking methodology, AI tools, and then you can just once you finish that, then actually you can move forward to the advanced level of things like CISSP, which is very next level of thing. But I would suggest you can go to the CISSP, CISM, CISA once you get into the job. Once you get an experience of around 3 years, at least 3 years, then you should go for this next 3. Because as a fresher, if you are a fresher, you won't be able to. It will be just theory. You won't have any value additions if you have that without any experience. And now, if we are talking about the regulatory framework part of regulatory framework, means who are the you can just say the watcher or the checker of the cybersecurity systems. You can go through this different certification. ISO is when you start at 27,000, is a must for our organization for keeping their infrastructure secure. So in ISO 27001 certifications, you learn all those controls and checkpoints, what need to be fixed first to just make your organization safe. And then after you can go to this different industry specific like PCI DSS specifically for fintech, EPI is for healthcare industries, SOC is for like example, and TISX is specifically for the automobile. So that's how actually you can identify uh, yourself that where you are, your interest, hunger is aligned to this particular area, and then move forward. Next, in case you have any question, you can feel free to ask. You can write me as well individually because I understand everyone will have different type of requirements. So face to face, there will be a different things. So you can ask, you can write to me as well. Vamsi, is there any question? Just let me know.
Dear students, if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. It is right time to clarify your doubts.
Good evening, sir. Actually, I have a doubt. I enrolled for AIML course, and actually, I am fresher for this field. I have done BTech in electronics and communication. Should I go for AIML because it's just starting for me actually?
Absolutely, you can go for it. uh, you should learn AI ML because, see, as I said, next 3 to 5 years, this AI ML will be a new normal. Everyone will start. So I am sure in AI ML, you must be learning Python, right? In terms of
Yes.
coding and automation programming. Are you learning Python?
Sir, actually, I have learned C++ in Java, not Python yet.
Okay. So, ma'am, when you are talking about AI, so Python is the first. And believe me that nowadays, Python coding is also part of the syllabus of your 11 and 12 science. So try to understand when this 11 and 12 science people will come to the market after 4 years. They are just
Mm-hmm.
normal, like everyone knows Python. So you
Right.
should learn AI/ML because it is going to be helpful to you in all these. Like if you choose any stream of the cybersecurity, it will be helpful. It will be useful. You should learn that.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
Students, if you have any questions?
All right, Vamsi. So, in case anyone have more question, you can collect those questions and write it to me. I will answer that.
Sure, sir, I will do that. And I
Yeah,
think we
you
can
can
have.
drop an email to me. You
Sure,
can
sir, I
drop an
will
email
check.
to me. I'll just write to
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for joining the session. I hope students have learned and they have gained some knowledge from your side.
Yeah.
It was really
Thank
great
you so
session
much
with
for
you.
giving me this opportunity for the interaction with the students.
Have a great evening.